Hello, 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 everyone. I'm right behind that darn image right there because I'm actually saying no to mandate for leadership from the Heritage Foundation. Jeez, that thing's horrendous. If you haven't seen it yet, I don't know what to tell you, but I need to get the overlay out of there, though, don't I? Hold on a minute. Hide. There. Oh, my God. My hair's all messed up again. I need to switch cameras too. Hold on a minute. I got to go to the settings, and I'm going to go over here to switch from that camera to this camera. There, better. I like that camera better, actually. It's nah, not as grainy as the other one, but then maybe I need grainy, huh? Jeez. Oh my gosh. I need somebody to just keep my hair down. Whatever this is. Anyway. And this is not a 6 p.m. right now. This one is. Let me get the right logo at the bottom of this screen down there. Put our little stuff in, and we need to talk about our disclaimer. And welcome to the show, everyone. This is Cassandra Williamson with the Transgender Diverse Veterans of America Action Group. This is our Action Group side of things. And I'm so glad you're with us wherever you might be watching from. We're actually broadcasting across a lot of different platforms again, as usual. You know, all the things. You can find us over on Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and Twitch and, YouTube and even on the website. Got this website right over here. Let me go get this website up. That one. So you can go to that website and check it out. And check it out. Go there. Check everything out you want to. Go say hi. Put comments over wherever you want to. And maybe, hopefully, I'll be able to see them after you look over this way to actually see those. And so, it's really very fascinating. You notice up in the corner, I've got the image up there. Now the logo I replaced with the just say no to the Project 2025 mandate for leadership. And we're going to spend a little bit of time in there talking about that because it is just so crucial. Beyond that, I don't know yet what's going on the Hill with the speaker selection and all that kind of stuff. Who knows? It's chaotic up there. They need to get under control of that thing because we got a lot of stuff going on around the world that needs some attention, right? Everyone absolutely does. We just can't be sitting back playing these, twiddling your fingers and fiddling while you're sitting in your chair watching Rome burn, right? No, we can't do that. Can't be doing that. So anyway, let's just jump right into this thing. The very first thing I want to do is just go right straight into Project 2025. And let me go over to that page. And we'll just go through their website. We're just going to go through their website a little bit. And I may even pull up the Lisa Miller stuff again on that and just play. I think yesterday at noon, I actually played the one that has to do or played her program that had to do with Project 2025. But there also is one that she did with about the history and the origins of Heritage Foundation. So we need to know who these people are, where they come from, so we can have a better understanding of them, okay? And that's the biggest part of this. And one thing I don't want anyone to ever say or ever do or ever imply even that the people who are behind the Heritage Foundation or any of the projects that they are working on over there, these people are Americans. They deserve the protections underneath the First Amendment and the entire protections of the Constitution. They deserve to be able to have all the blessings of liberty, of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. They need to have. Those are American things. And it doesn't matter if you're in Heritage or in this organization or anywhere else. If you're an American, you were born here or naturalized here, then the protections of the Constitution apply to you. And to have someone actually write and say that that is not the case for certain ones that they just don't like, well, that's wrong. But I will always defend their claims to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness and everything, all the stuff that's in the Constitution under the protections for them. Absolutely. We'll never say otherwise. And I don't want our people on any side to say otherwise. And I just will tell you this, that there's a lot of it that we have to understand even better. But, those things like, let me see, how about free speech? And as much as I abhor the ideas that are being perpetrated across campuses in this country about, let's say, Palestinians and Hamas and people out there supporting those, I don't do that. I cannot support Hamas, and I support the Palestinian people, but not Hamas. Hamas is a terrorist organization. But here's the thing, though, folks. I've watched this morning on some of the news stories that come out from places like the Washington Examiner and different ones like that. And people are commenting over in the section, and I go in there and look at it. And I go watch what's going on there. Well, this whole article was basically about it's moral depravity that we allow these universities to have people protest in support of Hamas, a terrorist organization, or in support of all that kind of stuff. And they're the very same people out there saying, we need to have free speech on campus. You can't have it both ways, folks. As much as I disagree with the message that these people are doing on campuses and protesting all that kind of stuff and blaming Israel for everything, no, I don't support that at all, period. I support Israel and its right to protect its people and its borders against the terrorist organization Hamas and others like it. Separating out, a little nuance here. It's the Palestinian people. No, nothing bad about them at all. It's Hamas, that the terrorist organization has gone in there. And if you support Hamas and you're out protesting and all this kind of stuff and you're on campuses doing it, you have a right to do that. And for someone over here to say that over on the right side, and that's coming from the right. It's coming from the right side, the ideological right in this country. It's coming from them. They're saying that's just moral depravity. We ought to stop that stuff on campus. But as soon as, here's the thing, that's what I said, as soon as you have a protest in support of, let's say, Turning Point USA, then all those people over on the right are going, yay, free speech. But as soon as you have this organization or this group of people out here claiming something else that you don't agree with, you're going, no, we're going to oppose that one. And we're going to not just oppose it, but say that it is wrong to do all that kind of stuff and actually ask the university to shut it down. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. And it's just asinine to think that, it's speaking out of both sides of your mouth, or basically hypocrisy is all that amounts to. Yes, you may not like what the message they have to say. Yes, you may disagree with it. But in this country, every American here, every person here, we have free speech protections, right? And it doesn't go, if it doesn't go both ways, then you know what? You're a hypocrite. That's all there is to it. And yeah, I believe that completely. You can't have it both ways, folks. As I said a minute ago, I do disagree with the message that's coming off campuses in support of Hamas. Hamas is a terrorist organization, flat out, period. They have a generational goal, thousands of years old generational goal of the erasure of Jewish people. And that is wrong. And they've dehumanized the whole of the Jewish population so much so that they can go out and actually slaughter people simply because they are Jewish. And to me, that is just, it's horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Now, here's the thing with Palestine. I know I'm kind of jumping around a little bit, but I kind of get into all this. I really do. Thing with Palestine, if the Palestinian people would rise up and cast out Hamas and any other Islamic terrorist group, like, the Islamic Jihad, any other group that's in there, and demand that Iran stop funding all these terrorist organizations that are actually using the Palestinian people as cannon fodder. If the Palestinian people would rise up and put an end to it, their lives would be much more greatly improved. It's that simple. And Israel has every right to go in there and destroy Hamas. Every right. Just like Ukraine has a right to protect its borders, its sovereign borders, from an aggressor state led by Vlad Putin. Okay? Ukraine has that right too. And we should not be I mean, here's the thing. This really bothers me to no end. You got some people wanting to cut funding to Ukraine. They're in the midst of protecting their sovereign borders from the aggressor state, Russia. Okay. European nations are stepping up around there. The EU stepping up. NATO nations are stepping up and doing some things. They're not doing enough. They need to do more. But it's in our best interest to support Ukraine too. Because if a flashpoint occurs over there, guess we've had a lot of experience with flashpoints in that part of the world, right? We don't want it to happen again. Not unless, of course, your motive is that you want to kind of, make sure the military industrial complex is making all kinds of money. And if you just let them go ahead and blow up over there, we can make some more money. You've got to start thinking about people and not your damn pocketbook. Oh my God, it just gets all over me. But we have the same kind of responsibility to Israel. We made a commitment to help protect them. Since 1947, we've had this obligation to help Israel, particularly against terrorist organizations, particularly against that. So yeah, we have every right to it. But here's the other part to all of this. See, and just stop for a minute and think about what Hamas is doing. Hamas, in their charter, their stated goal is the erasure and deletion of Jewish people and the Israeli state. And that is a long-term goal. It doesn't matter if you have 10, 50, or 100 years of peace. There's still the long-term goal is the removal of Jewish people from the face of the earth and to destroy the state of Israel. That's a long-term goal, folks. They want to erase and delete those people, but that same kind of language is actually what organizations here in the U.S. are trying to do. And if I put that image back up here and drop mine down, this is the one I'm talking about, y'all. You'll know what I'm talking about anyway. Let me go back to the overlay. 1 second down here. Show that. This project right here, Project 2025, that thing, that seeks to erase another group of Americans that one group of Americans don't like. And that's wrong. Period. I don't know how, I don't care how you slice it. I don't care what kind of hoops you go through or jump through philosophically or morally to say that one group of Americans don't deserve protections under the Constitution. You're full of crap. I don't know. You got all these justifications and all this rationalization for saying that one group of Americans is the cause of all the problems in this country. And then in Hamas, we have Hamas going, the terrorist organization Hamas, in their generational goals, they're actually saying, we've got this one group over here that and we just have to get rid of. We just have to get rid of them. They're the cause of all of our problems. Thinking's the same. And the thinking's wrong in both cases. But yet, we're going to have a lot of people in this country fall for the $22 million funding that goes behind the mandate for leadership because, they've been taught over the past number of years that, hey, transgender people are causing problems here in the United States, or minorities are causing problems here in the United States. And if we just get rid of all the words and everything that identify them, then maybe it's possible that we can actually have a better life, huh? That's identical to what Hamas is doing. Hamas is doing it for religious reasons. Heritage is doing it for religious reasons. What's the difference between the two? Other than the fact that one is actually taking up arms and actually trying to destroy this other group of people. They've dehumanized the Jewish people so much that in their minds, it's easy to go out and slaughter kids and young people and just people having a good time and older people and anyone in between. I mean, anyone. They've made it in their minds so easy. They've dehumanized a person so that they can actually go out and wipe out the whole group, or try to, because, it says that it violates their sense of their religion. Well, You can extrapolate what Heritage is doing down several generations, and guess what you're going to end up with? The same bullshit that's happening with Hamas. That's the end result of it, folks. If you keep dehumanizing people, let me just tell you, this Christian nationalism stuff on which the mandate for leadership is based, you can read it, it's there. They tell you. The Christian nationalism stuff, I remember when it first started coming and popping up its head back in the 70s and 80s. And I mean, it was a fledgling little thing. People were out there just, they wanted it this way. They thought the nation ought to look like this and be like this and all this. And they started wrapping it up in religion and all this kind of stuff and their faith. And it started gaining steam. And then they started taking all their children and making sure that they were trained up in the same kind of thinking and kind of separated from the rest of the world, because, you want to make sure that you train them the way you want them to train. In other words, it's like grooming them. That's exactly what they were doing, grooming their kids to believe that this is the only way to do it. And this was back in the 70s and 80s and 90s. And then you end up with a couple of generations of people who have been taught that same kind of shit. And it won't take much for what the Project 2025 mandate for leadership is trying to say, that somebody goes, oh, we've got to take care of that. Now that bunch over there, I mean, they're just against God. I mean, we'll get brownie points if we get rid of them. That's exactly the same thing that Hamas is doing in the Middle East. And the correlations between them is just astounding that no one is actually seeing that. Or at least if they are, they're not bold enough to say it. Both of these things, that's a theocratic fascist belief that Hamas has. It's an authoritarian, theocratic, fascist ideology that's driving them to where they are now and where they've been for a long time. I mean, it's not just endemic over there. I mean, it's obviously been true in Europe and true in the US. Anti-Semitism it goes up and down, and it has been doing that for centuries. Centuries. Spanish Inquisition was all about a lot of that. Nazis were all about that. The neo-Nazis here in the United States, neo-Nazis and other types of fascist organizations and people and ideologies that are out there in the United States, they have the same kind of thinking. So, but I'll say this one more time. In America, you're allowed to believe what you want. And those of us who have served in the military, we serve for your right to believe those things. But what we did not do is serve so that you could actually impose that on others and then seek to erase and delete them, just like Hamas is trying to do over there. Only they're actually killing people. And, over here, we're not quite there yet, but, it won't take much. There's some stupid people out there. Really are. It will take what's being said that comes out of this stuff here. There's generational training that's going on in the minds of the people. And that's what's happening. It's a generational thing. They're building it up, building up this animosity towards anyone who is different, so that it makes it easy to delete and erase them. But the next logical step for deletion and erasure is exactly what Hamas is doing. They're taking it to the next level, folks. Hamas is wrong. It's a terrorist organization. Heritage, you're wrong too with Project 2025 and these kind of conservative, mandate for leadership things that you're doing. Dr. Roberts, you're wrong. And you've jumped through, I don't know how many hoops you've had to jump through intellectually and morally or philosophically to get to that place. But you fell into an abyss, a deep, dark abyss. And no matter how many ropes and lanyards and all this kind of stuff we toss in and try to help you come back out, you're not taking it. You're not taking the help to get out. Now, let me be very clear about this too. We have the same kind of problem on the extreme left. And if they are, if anyone on the extreme left is saying that other groups of people should be erased or deleted, that's wrong too. Completely wrong. But they're entitled to believe it as well. So Here we are right now. We got Project 2025 staring us in the face, this deep, dark abyss called Project 2025. And we have got to do something about it. We have got to do it. We will not let them erase us, period. We will not let them erase us. How are you going to do that? You got to have a way to do it. Well, some people want to run and get away because it's becoming so dangerous. They just don't know how to do anything about it. Others are going to stay. Others are like me. I'm not running from anything. I learned a long time ago that if you run, you'll never get away. You'll never get away from it. It's just that simple. If you run, then what you're doing is you are creating this pattern in your mind of if you escape, you're safe. But what you do is you take that abyss with you. You don't leave it behind. It comes with you. You might give you some sense of stability and safety and peace of mind and all that along the way or whatever. That may very well be true for you, but at some point it's going to catch up because you always will be running. You'll get in one place and turn around that you don't like what's there, and fewer, actually the more and more things are going to be the triggers that say, okay, it's time to go. Before long, you become just a nomad running around, running from all the time. Become a nomad running from all the time. I refuse to do that. And it's fine if you want to do that. If others want to do that, that's fine. Big kudos for you, big hugs. I just want to make sure you have the right plan to go about doing it. At whatever you're doing, you've actually thought it through to get there. But lots of us can't or won't. I refuse to actually run from things. I learned that a long time ago. Well, yeah, a long time ago. And I've told this story before. It's kind of funny for some people, and it's very real for me, but it was still funny. So right shortly after I announced publicly who I am, and told everyone, I had a couple of restaurants going on, and at the time, one of them called me up one day and said, "Hey, we didn't get all the veggies we were supposed to get off of the truck today. We're short a few things, and we're not going to be able to do everything unless we can get some. Can you go to Walmart and pick up some? Just go to the, veggie section, the vegetable section, and get us some stuff." And I mean, this was recently, right after I'd come out and went public. And I said, sure. I didn't know the first thing about makeup really well, or how to put my face on, or any of that kind of stuff. I was still at that point of I was just running around in a mini skirt, and all this kind of stuff. I mean, I really was not there. I'm not there completely. It was so funny, really. Looking back on it, it's funny. I had fun then too, by the way. But anyway, so, my hair was a lot shorter. It was like up in here, and it was just white and all that kind of stuff. You look like that. Probably still is just as fuzzy. But let me see if I can get this thing off the screen for just a second. I'm going to hide that thing. All right. So here we were, I went to the store. And under those circumstances, here's what most people would do. Because one, you've got all this anxiety building up in you, and you've got to go in there and do something, but you're just scared to death to step out there because you don't know, you really don't know what other people are going to think or say or anything like that. You're really worried about all of it. And it almost makes you freeze, where you don't want to do anything at all and go step out. And I knew that, but here's what most people would do. Knowing they had to go do it, they would park as close to the front door of Walmart as they could get. Just as close. I mean, if they could park right in the double door section, they'd be there. Okay. And the idea is, and on the grocery side, and the idea is to get out of your car, run in there and grab that stuff and get back into, go pay for it, and then get back into the car if you remember to pay for it, but go pay for it, and get back in your car and then drive off and go the whole way back. The next time somebody calls you up and says, "Can you go to the store and get some stuff for us?" And you're going, "I don't know. I don't want to do that again. Oh, God. Is there another store? Is there a Sam's nearby, or maybe Target? Is there something else nearby? I want to go in that one. I've already been in the other one." but the anxiety and the tension that you're feeling inside just keeps growing and growing because you ran the first time. You're going to keep running. Eventually, you'll just stop going out because you just can't stand the sense of dread that you have inside. And I know what that's like. But my solution was I knew enough about human nature that if I did not, and I'm talking about myself here on this one, that if I did not confront this and make those darn butterflies of anxiety fly in formation, then I would always be running. So my goal, and this is what I did. I mean, I pulled up by the front door and I went right on out to the back end of the parking lot on the far side of the parking lot to get as far away from the front door as possible. And the last parking space right up against the curb at this end, farthest one away. I grabbed the steering wheel with both hands and I said, open the door and march, Marine. That's exactly what I did. I opened the door, put my foot out, and put the other one in front of that one. And I held my head up and I walked straight in and I looked everybody up and down. I mean, I looked them in the eyes, anyone in the parking lot or in the store, but I actually went through the opposite door and went up and down every aisle in the store and smiling and saying hi to people. Made it to the grocery section, got my stuff, paid for it, walked calmly back out to my vehicle, and I have never looked back again. I will never run from anything, ever. And the reason for it is I didn't yield then. And each of us out here, if we're facing that kind of thing right now, you have a choice to make each and every day. Is today the day that you're going to say, nope, I can't run anymore? Or is today the day you're going to say, hey, I've got to get out here and be bold because there's people who actually need my help. And actually people who need to see that we are in the middle of the street out here going, hey, you can't erase us. We will not be erased, period. Will not. And speaking with a friend this morning, Illyria Stanley, and she suggested there's an idea that she came up with. And I have to give her credit for that, Illyria. Thank you. I'm not sure she's watching, but let me see if I can pull up another image here. I'm going to put another overlay in. Let me see. Da-da-da-da. So we got this and open. And give me a second. Here it comes. Now, I love this. I'm going to actually turn this into something else with a meme and attached to it and all that. But here you go. Remember these erasers from school that had the pink and blue rubber eraser things on them? You will not erase us, period. You will not erase us. No, you will not. We will not let you. You're entitled to those beliefs, and you're still an American because you believe them. Regardless of whether you believe them, you're still an American, and we will defend that right of you and for you forever, as long as we can. But you will not erase another group of Americans simply because you don't like them, or you disagree with them, or you have your ideological position says that these people over here who aren't like you deserve to be, I don't know, jailed or their businesses shuttered because they support us, this population of minorities, other Americans. Really? You know the hypocrisy associated with that? And, I've spent 30 minutes now talking, and I haven't even made it to Project 2025, the actual thing I wanted to talk about. But, this is how it kind of operates for me. If I had somebody in here with me who can bounce back and forth with ideas and conversations and everything like that and carry it on. But I can talk to you directly through there and look you in the eyes and say, go the fuck vote. That's what Lisa Miller says in her video clip about Project 2025 and the Heritage Foundation. Go vote. And I know people don't, and this is what she says, and I know people don't want me to tell you that, but these aren't those times, folks. Go vote. Whenever the time comes around, make sure you're registered, take friends with you. Call up your friends and say, hey, do you have a plan to go vote? Make sure you do, because if we if the conservatives take, and if it were the liberals over here on the other side who were doing something stupid and actually doing things that harmed other Americans, deliberately harmed other Americans, I'd be taking the same stance against them, just so you know. And I'm an equal opportunity standard bearer, right in the middle of all that. But you can't have that kind of hypocrisy, either left or right. It does not work, folks. You got to stop it. Got to bring an end to this kind of crap. But in this, well, no. I started to go down another rabbit hole, and you don't want me to tell my stories about Hamilton, Jefferson, and Martha Washington and all that, do you? I didn't think so. All right, so we'll go on. I know a lot about them. So where was I? Oh, yeah. So that's what Lisa Miller says is go vote. Have a plan. And the other thing we need to be doing is pushing out here and doing everything we can to get the Equality Act passed through Congress, but it's not going to come out of the President Congress. You're going to have to put a whole new set of people in the House. And all these bickering conservatives inside there. And by the way, Jim Jordan, the one who they're all pushing, well, most of the people are pushing for, and that Heritage is behind and supporting, is in the pocket of the Heritage Foundation. This stuff with Project 2025, Jim Jordan is well aware of it and agrees with it. He too wants to seek the erasure and deletion of other Americans just because they don't look like, act like, believe like him. Don't believe it? Hey, just go check the darn thing out. So let's do that right now. I'm going to go over and present a screen from the Project 2025 website. You ready? We're going to do this. Now, I may move the camera over here because I'm going to spend some time over here now. So let me get this to share up to there. And I know that I'm on the thing there somewhere. I've got to find my other screen. Where are we? StreamYard. All right. And I need to change camera settings. Hold on one second, folks. I'm going to change the camera to the one that's on top of my monitor. Like that one. Okay. All right. So, I actually got myself one of those teleprompter apps that you can put on your computer. It's pretty cool, actually, but I have to find it again. What do I do with it? Anyway, I don't really need it because I'm looking right now at Project 2025 on the screen that you're seeing. And, right there, you're looking at, this is the front page. That's the front page. So let me go up here and just kind of get to where I can actually scroll through that. Here's the top. There's the front page. They have 4 pillars that they're working on and working from and building out. Most of this has been done already. So I'm going to go down here to the bottom. These are their 4 pillars for Project 2025, folks. Policy agenda, which is this whole document thing right here of Project 2025. That's what that is. It's based on a legacy of mandate for leadership. And they actually did this when Reagan was in office as president back in the 80s, early 80s, and handed him this policy for this mandate for leadership. And they were able to get about 2/3 of it, between 60 and 70% of it, I think, accomplished within the first 100 to 180 days. And it was not as organized as this piece of crap, folks. And the next pillar for this thing is the personnel database. Okay, that's the other thing. And what they're doing is, and they began doing this past summer, where they would go out to things like, I don't know, they were at the Iowa State Fair. Asking people whether they had I guess they had a booth or a table or something set up. But they were asking people if they would be interested in joining this thing and being a part of this, so that they would be trained and prepped and vetted and make sure they're going to get clearances and all that kind of stuff, so they could go in and accomplish the policies that Project 2025 represents. Creating that database. And as a matter of fact, if you're interested in applying, I'll go back to this in a second, but there's the other pillar. There's 2 other pillars. You have 4 pillars supporting this whole thing. One of them is training, which I just talked about. So to turn this talent pool into effective conservative administrators, the project will bring together experts. Let me see if I can just kind of highlight it like this. See what you think. Okay. Yeah. There we go. The project will bring together experts who have served in prior administrations and can share their knowledge through workshops, seminars, online videos, and mentorship. Ta-da-ta-da. The 180-day playbook. I think they're still building a lot of stuff out on this one, but they're really, I mean, the time is short, as it says. The time is short, and conservatives need a plan. The project will create a playbook of actions to be taken in the first 180 days of the new administration to bring quick relief to Americans suffering from the left's devastating policies. I'm just shaking my head. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I'm just like, really? All right, but here. This is what Lisa had talked about doing right there yesterday. So you can go on this website. It's actually up here at project2025.org. Project2025.org. And let's see what it says when you try to apply for this. Y'all, you ready? And I'm not saying you go out there and overload their system or anything like that. I'm saying that, if you qualify to help them with this, well, let's see what they ask. Okay. All right. Please fill out the questionnaire below and upload your resume for inclusion in the 2025 Presidential Transition Project Talent Database. Here we are. If you would like to be considered for a position in a presidential administration. All right. Let me see. Project 2025. I'm going to read this one. No, we don't need to read all. It's just a list of organizations. And we'll go on down and you can see. Let's go in and you ready? Let's go in and do this. I'm going to see what it says. Follow me along, folks. Here we go. Request the mobile number. Sure. Okay. Give me a second. Okay. Request a one-time code, and hopefully I can get it off my phone up here. I think I can. Phone's not active on it now. Okay, so here's the code. Now, you can't use this code, by the way. It's just for my phone number. All right. 7B. Okay. Access the questionnaire. Okay. Let me just go like this. Probably has to be exactly precisely the way it's written. Hold on a minute. And let me get back to my messages. So here we go. All right. So probably have to do it. It's 7 V. Oh, that's what it is. I put the wrong word in there. Hay. Okay. All right, so we're in. Let's follow along, folks. Here we go. All right. Title. I'm going to put Miss, and the legal first name is Cassandra Williamson, Executive Director at TDVA, and this is going to be the other one. I'm not using that one for this, by the way. We're going to use that one because that's our action group side, right? Mobile phone number is right there, the address, my address. I mean, if y'all don't see it, it's all on the website. You got all that stuff accessible anyway. Here we go. Political and philosophical approach, y'all. Please select the option that best describes your political philosophy. Let's just say libertarian. No, actually, it's not that. I'm more liberal than anything. Please briefly explain your choice or choices of philosophy. Oh, philosophy. Let me see. Let's just say, what are we going to say? Choices of philosophy. And it's something you got to fill in. The little red dot says you got to fill it in. So I'm just going to say people oriented. INTT. Name one person, past or present, who has most influence in political philosophy. Oh, they'll love this one. Name a book that has most significantly shaped your political philosophy and explain its influence on your thinking. Okay, well, all right, political book. Well, actually, I guess Hamilton. Let me see. So, understood the importance of a balance, a well-structured, and let me see, importance of a well-structured structured, STRUCTUR, structured federal government and balanced with states' rights. One living public policy figure whom you admire, and why living? One living. Okay, who we put down for a living one? Oh, got it. Let's just put President Obama. I just put it that way. Okay, here we go. Let's see what this is. Name the one public policy issue you're most passionate about. Yeah, okay. Veterans, particularly those, VARTICULARYLY, particularly those who are transgender and diverse, but all veterans. But really, all veterans, and all of America's minorities, all of our minority populations in the U.S. Okay. How'd you hear about Project 2025? Word of mouth. If conference, don't say that. Okay. Do you agree with the following statements? Here we go. Okay, folks. The UN should have authority over the citizens or public policies of sovereign nations. No. Well, I neither agree nor disagree on that one. The U.S. has the right to select immigrants based on country of origin. No. No. The education industry should be open to increased competition through vouchers. No. Life has a right to legal protection from conception to natural birth. Neither agree nor disagree. That depends. It's not even my business, really. It's that person's business, not mine. The permanent institutions of family and religion are foundational to American freedom and the common good. Neither agree nor disagree. Government should subsidize the use and production of energy, particularly for new and innovative energy technologies. Yes, agree. Union membership should be open or should be at the option of the employee and not a requirement for employment. I agree with that. The federal government should guarantee universal basic income. Neither agree nor disagree because that one there's much more nuance to it than that. The U.S. needs nationalized health care. I actually agree with that one. The U.S. should increase legal immigration. Sure, that's fine. The police in America are systematically racist. No, that's not true. But, there are pockets out there. We don't want to go in and label a whole group with a broad brush and claim all that, right? We should be proud of our American heritage and history, even as we acknowledge our flaws. Sure, absolutely agree with that. But you just have to make sure that you cover it all. The gender wage gap is a result of prejudice and discrimination. Well, that one is a toughie. I'm going to have to agree with that one because that's a lot of what it is. The U.S. should scale back its strong military presence overseas. No, disagree. In combating censorship by big tech, we must look for more than just the free market. Look to more than just the free market. No. In combating censorship? No, just all right. The president should be able to advance his or her agenda through the bureaucracy without hindrance from unelected federal officials. Huh? What? No, he's got to rely on the experts. So I'm just going to put in here. Disagree with that. You got to rely on some people who know what the hell they're doing, right? The U.S. should impose tariffs with the goal of bringing back manufacturing, and if those tariffs result in higher, even if they result in higher consumer prices, no. Social media profile, I can fill all that stuff in later, but anyway, you can upload your resume. Some of those things aren't required. So let me just go down here and just say that's not required either. So I'm going to go ahead and apply. Union membership. Okay, wait a minute. Did I leave one out? Union membership. Did I not answer one? Oh, no. Okay, union membership should be at the option of the employee, not a requirement for employment. Is required. I did answer that one. Union membership, okay. The option of the employee, sure, I agree with that one. U.S. needs nationalized health care is required. I did answer that one. Oh, I just didn't answer the right way, did I? Wait a minute. Union membership with the option employee, not a requirement of employment. Well, yeah. All right. I did answer it. Let me try again. And apply. Federal government should recognize only 2 unchanging sexes. Wait a minute. Where's that one at? I didn't see that one. Oh, right there. I didn't select that one. Okay. Federal government should recognize only 2 unchanging sexes as a matter of policy. Disagree. Okay, let me get that one out of the way. All right, here we go. Now we're going to apply. I applied. I applied. Everybody else, hey, I'm not telling you to go apply, but, here's the link if you want to go try it out. Just, have fun. Have fun. Ta-da! So, was I sharing all of that or not? I don't know if I did or not with you. I was over here talking. I did. I submitted the application. I did that part. Okay. Presidential application. Let's go back to, I'm sharing. Okay. I'm sharing. All right. So we went through all of that. The first part of this, we've been at it for about 45 minutes now. And I hope you found that fun because I thought that was entertaining to say the least. Oh my God. So I'm already getting email updates too, by the way, from them. I just want to make sure that, we know what's going on. Because if you stick your head in the sand and pretend that this stuff does not exist or that you are trying to protect yourself from it, it will kick you in the ass. I hate using those words, but sometimes the most dramatic way to say it is, look, if you stick your head down in the sand, what's sticking up? You're behind your butt. They're going to roll right over you and pave you under the road in that sand, okay? You've got to keep your eyes open. However, this stuff can cause you to fall into kind of it's really, really this sense of ugliness that you get out of it. Okay. This sense that people actually don't want you to be around. So, if you stick your head down in the sand and you pretend it's not there, it does not make the problem go away. Or if you run away from it, it also doesn't make the problem go away either. It's still there. Somebody else is having to deal with it. Other Americans are having to deal with stuff like this, and we need to put a big spotlight on what they're actually accomplishing. We're trying to do here. Let me see, where am I? Anyway, I'm on this one, I think. Stop sharing. Yeah, this one, this page. Let me get rid of that one. So we're actually into this, and I actually went through and submitted the application. There were a bunch of questions and stuff. I actually thought that was funny. But you can go there to this site. I'm not telling you to go do that, but you just go check it out and go look at it and see what you think, There's that. So let me see what else can I do. We're looking at the personnel side. I think the next time we get together, I may go through the training part of it. And we got other things in here that we have to look at. The training part, you got the academy and all this kind of stuff, and apply to enroll now. So let's see what's under that one. Apply to enroll in the academy. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we can get into their academy. Request a one-time passcode. Hold a minute. Okay, I need to put this on caps lock apparently. RY 04. Wait a minute. U8. Oh, I didn't put my thing up there. My cursor's not there. Okay. It's RY0 4U8. Okay. Access the questionnaire. Let's see if it's the same thing. I want to see what the questions are. Oh, yeah. It's the same application that you do for the other side. And we go on down. Social media profile, resume, upload. It's the exact same application to get into their training program as it is to sign up, all this kind of stuff on the other side. So we know where that goes, right? We know where that goes. What you'll learn, who should attend, and all this kind of stuff is down there. Faculty, certificate programs. Geez. They're actually making this like a full-time college credit program. You're going to have to go through the training, go get vetted, checked, and all of that. And just to verify that you can actually fulfill the objectives of Project 2025 after thorough training or brainwashing, however you want to look at it. It's entirely up to you. But anyway, that's the that's the crux of the matter. So let me stop sharing. I'm going to go there and go back over to this side. And no comments or anything like that on the other side, but I've had fun. I may do that again this evening when I go live again. Actually go through all of that with everyone. Let me change my camera back because that camera makes my glasses glare. So let me put my camera back. Well, I can't now. I've got my phone down now. Anyway, so the other camera goes through my phone, and yeah, it works pretty good. So anyway, that's been the exciting things for the day. And if you have anything you'd like to add, please let me know. Reach out. You can go send me an email if you'd like. Let me find my email thing here. Oh, banners. Go up there. Oh, here's the office phone number. You can go there too. You can call the office anytime. I'm actually around. I answer the thing. You go through a computer system. It's an official office kind of thing. And you go through the computer system and all that kind of stuff and hit option 1 here or option 2 there, whatever. It's not too complicated though. But anyway, just want to make sure that people understand that the biggest thing we're facing right now is Project 2025. And it is a real and present danger. And they've put lots and lots and lots of money towards making this darn thing happen. And we have to be prepared for that. We got to be prepared. And the only way we're going to defeat it, yeah, there are concerns about voting and all that kind of stuff. And to some degree, people are always concerned about that. But go vote, because the only way we're going to affect any change in this country is by your vote. Now, we do know that how the system is set up, that sometimes you can have a large number of people voting one way, but the other person get it from the other party because of the electoral college and all that kind of stuff. So we know that stuff's out there. We know that how that works, really, don't we? So with that, let me put up one last thing here, and hopefully I can show it. That one. Oh, that's the logo. Hold on a minute. We're going to put this up. So we're just going to say no to this. Say no to the Project 2025 mandate for leadership. Stand with us. Help us fight this darn thing. We've got to. If we don't, we are going to get run over. You can put your head in the sand, run anywhere else in the world, but there are still going to be people impacted by it. And I refuse to let all of them stand alone. So I'll be right here. Be right here, shouting into the wind if I have to. But we're going to stand against this thing. This thing is dangerous, folks. It's dangerous for America. If this thing gets put out there, this is Christian nationalism on steroids. This takes it to that level, folks. It brings in church into the middle of everything that's in the government. And that's just not the way it should be. But you got this small population of people who think that it is. And they're entitled to that. Make sure you get that into your head from me. They're entitled to believe those things. They're just as American as we are. And, that's the way it is. Leave it at that. Don't call them anti-American or un-American. They are Americans too, period. Born here or naturalized here. Ta-da, period. Don't ever forget that. We have to make sure that we maintain their humanity even while they try to destroy ours. So we can either, stand against it, a bunch of organizations come together to fight it, or stick your head in the sand and watch them kick you in the ass. With that, see you later. I'm going to go out here and get rid of this. Hold on a second. So with that, I hope you have a great weekend if you don't come back tonight at our 6 o'clock Eastern time program. But otherwise, have a great weekend. Try to enjoy it the most you can. But please take a moment just to read the forward in this darn thing. The forward in Project 2025. Don't buy their book. No, my God, don't do that. They've already got $22 million. They don't need another $35 for their book. All right, don't. You can download the PDF document directly above the button on their website that says buy the book. Get that instead. Free, okay? The whole thing. Do that and try to find time for yourself Rest up, recover, get all the energy you can, because it's going to take a lot to fight this. And we don't want to fall into that abyss, because if you fall into it, if you stare into that abyss long enough, you know what happens? It stares back into you as well. So you have to make sure that you're actually doing something to get you away from all of this anger and vitriol that is coming from one group of Americans toward another. In the same manner that Hamas has anger and vitriol and wants to erase and delete Jewish people. I mean, there's really no difference. One of them is the theocratic fascist side, authoritarian theocratic fascist side. Christian nationalism here in the United States, it's exactly the same thing. And Matt Walsh knows that. He calls himself that on his Twitter profile. He calls himself a theocratic fascist. The rest of them just don't have the kahunas to actually admit it. Okay. With that, I've been saying bye for a while. Oh my gosh. End stream. I'll talk to you later. Have a great one. Bye-bye.